Surrey Place, British Columbia, and Surrey Place, Newfoundland, to Surrey Place, Toronto. If you cannot keep a handle of those who are adults with Down syndrome and their whereabouts or their locations, not only will these folks not be returned to Surrey Place once they have been arrested for their action, calling themselves the Library of Congress in order to use it to attack me, you will be charged for their disappearance, Surrey Place, British Columbia, Newfoundland, and Toronto. If their families can't access them from where they were to begin with, is not my fault. They should not be out. These families have asked for them to not be out. If they are unmanageable in Surrey Place, imagine how unmanageable they are in their own homes. And imagine, especially in public, how unmanageable they are to other public residents when they are putting their lives in danger, telling people to redecorate their homes because it's a prank from someone with Down syndrome. And the only thing they can say, oh, it's a prank to get them to leave so that they can stop bothering the person who lives in that home. And where I place them, Surrey Place, British Columbia, Surrey Place, Newfoundland, to Surrey Place, Toronto, where I place people with Down syndrome, it's not a nice experience because I've placed a few there already. Which is why so many spaces have opened up, especially in Newfoundland and Toronto, because they've made contact with me. It is up to Surrey Place where they go when they leave, because they are not supposed to be making contact with members of the regular public because they've been deemed to be dangerous, which is why they begin to spend their last days of freedom at Surrey Place before they either go to prison or they are moved to another area, which is away from regular people in everyday society. So, Surrey Place, British Columbia, Surrey Place, Newfoundland, and Surrey Place, Toronto. You claim not to be held responsible for their actions once they've moved out. Actually, as a matter of fact, you are held responsible. That was the last thing I studied with the Law Congressional Office of the state of acts and making the arrest as a new unit officer and how to make the arrest as a Levite instead of someone who used to be under the Judaism state factor. How to make the arrest of someone with Down syndrome who consistently attacks your family that says, oh, gee, they don't live at Surrey Place anymore, and you can't contact Surrey Place in order to know where they last were. Which means someone from the unit is obviously feeding those with Down syndrome the information for them to be able to restate that to one such as myself. Which makes the fact that if they are being traced by police officers through Surrey Place is not following the law in keeping them away from breaking the law. Which means I can therefore charge Surrey Place with all acts and all connection with anyone within the Down syndrome range that is over the age of 13 years old for all of their actions towards myself, my home, and as well as my family, and I will do so. Thank you.